Cortez.
Hey.
What is the significance of today?
Today is a celebration of World Sword Swallowers. Sword Swallowers across the world.
Are doing it theoretically at the same time, or they're all doing it today?
Well, they're all going to do it at 2:15.
Cool.
Now I'm a little confused.
Exactly.
2:15 in New York.
Saloon time, or
right?
yeah.
Saloon time is right.
We're here today to celebrate World Sword Swallowing Day.
Yay!
Yay! They finally gave us a holiday for all of us that are working in the circus sideshows. Folks, my name's Molotov, and we're going to do some free entertainment for you in just a little while. We're going to wait a few more minutes for a few more people to show up. I heard that President Obama was on his way to help celebrate today, so we're waiting for him. Just a few more minutes, probably. But I want to welcome you all here to Ripley's Believe It or Not and World Sword Swallowers Day. My name is Molotov, and just a little history about sword swallowing and their association with Ripley's Believe It or Not. Ripley's Believe It or Not had the first sword swallowing act in America. It was started, I believe, at the World's Fair in Chicago, Illinois in 1933. So it goes back a little ways. It's even older than I am. Yep. We're a couple of old sword swallowers here today. We're going to do a little show for you. We're going to swallow the sword, show you how we throw it down the hatch without a scratch. And then at 2:24 today, we have 40 sword swallowers around the world. We're all going to drop steel at the same time and see how many people we can get swallowing swords at one time. So we're going to try to do that. It's going to happen at 2:24, but I'm going to warm you up first with a little entertainment here. Now, I'm going to warn you all in the beginning, my jokes aren't going to be funny. You laughed at that already, and I accept the pity laughs. Oh yeah, we call this one butterfly. Whoa! On a mountain, kind of looks like a butterfly. Flag. Oh! Here we go. Yeah! Good job now! Thank you. I call this trick the wedding ring. Yeah, that's how the rope here is tied with a matrimonial knot. You know what kind of knot that is? The knot is easy to tie, but tough to untie. I told you my jokes aren't getting any better, but I didn't lie, did I? Now check this out. Oh, pity clap. Thank you. Now watch. Now that's the wedding ring. Guess what this one's called? Woo! The divorce. Now see if you can guess what this one is. Watch. I'm in the wedding ring. I'm out of the wedding ring. I'm in the wedding ring, and I'm out of the wedding ring. The Hollywood marriage. Come on, give me something on that one. That was funny. Shaking hands, Texas. Stop. Take two. I get this clap for me. Yeah. Shaking hands, Texas style. All right, you're too kind. You're too kind. Now I brought a few friends here with me today. Would you guys like to meet them?
Yay!
We have over here my assistant in our knife throwing act, the lovely Dixie Delish.
Yay!
Now we'll be performing an act at Cabaret Perilous at the Uptown nightclub in downtown Oakland on March 3rd. And I'm going to have Dixie stand against the board while I'll throw 36 knives all around her body, so tight she won't even be able to move out. And then for our finale, I strap her to a wooden wheel, spin the wheel, light the knives on fire, and throw 16 knives around her body as she spins on the wheel. It's really amazing. I'd also like to introduce you to another lovely performer we have here today, the lovely Courtney Crimson.
Yay!
Now Courtney is a very strange girl. She was not born like you or I, let me tell you that. Now Courtney is also a sideshow performer, and many shows she has worked on, the circuses and sideshows all around the country. She's working here in the San Francisco Bay Area with a displaced labor sideshow.
Yeah!
I said, is that part of the Occupy movement? She said, no. But I guess they're just all out of work circus people, so they're displaced labor sideshow. And they will be also performing throughout the Bay Area. Well, folks, I also have another man I'd like to introduce you to. This is an old friend of mine. Anyone that I've known that's my age is old now. Come on up here. Ladies and gentlemen, my good buddy Hernan Cortez here. Let's give him a nice round of applause. addition to being an accomplished magician, Hernan is also a sword swallower. He's going to be swallowing some swords for you today. In fact, we're both going to be swallowing some swords together. At 2:24, we will attempt to reach a world's record.
How many people are from San Francisco? Oakland counts as out of town. Now watch carefully. I'm going to take this coin. Watch. Can you see the coin back there? All right, now watch. Take the coin like this. Throw it in your hand like this. Throw it down. It disappears. Where did it go? It's not right there. It's here underneath my foot. Somebody say, whoa!
Whoa!
Now, do you guys want to see how I did it? Say, yeah!
Yeah!
Louder. Say, yeah!
Yeah!
Okay, now I'm going to let you in on a secret of magic. Everybody promise they're not going to tell a secret, okay? Say, yeah!
Yeah!
All right, now watch carefully. Now, before I do this, I want to say thank you to Ian of Ripley's. Ripley's has always been a center for unusual, the bizarre, and really strange things. You guys are really lucky that there is a museum like this because there's a lot of fantastic things upstairs. Now everybody say, hurry up, mister.
Hurry up, mister!
You take the coin like this, you put it down underneath your foot, then you wait for the show to start. You say, abracadabra, hocus pocus alamocus. See, it's underneath my foot. Can you see it? It's right there under my foot.
No.
You didn't see it? Now
No.
here. Will you do me a favor, young man? Come on up here. What's your name? What is it? Jacob, stand right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce my oldest magical partner. We've worked together for over 40 years. What's your name, Jacob? I mean, how old are you, Jacob? 43 years old. Now you ready, Jacob? I'm going to ballyhoo you. What we call in the sideshow business, a ballyhoo. I'm going to introduce him. Everybody go crazy, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, the beautiful, the awesome. He does the dishes and cleans his room. Everybody put your hands together for Jacob! Jacob, go like this. Go, yeah, that's right. All right, here we go. Are you ready, Jacob? Now I'm going to put the coin in your hand. You turn it over and you say abracadabra. Use this finger and this finger only. Say abracadabra, okay? You ready? No. Now close your hand. Close your hand. Now show your daughter right there. Is that your daughter? Say, here, Nina. Like that, go. Nina. Whoa, where'd it go? It's over here and your other daughter's here. Somebody say, whoa, come on, you guys say, whoa. All right, one more hand for Jacob.
Yay!
Now, I need a volunteer. Go ahead, sit down. I need a volunteer. Thank you very much. Thanks for volunteering. Now, what's your name? What is it? Everybody say, yay, Carson! Yeah. Carson, stand up straight. Go, yeah, that's right. Now, Carson is an amazing anomaly of humankind. She can look at somebody's eyes and read it like it was an open book. Isn't that right, Carson? All right, now, Carson, are you ready? Now, in a second, I'm going to show a card. Let's see, we're going to show a card to your boyfriend right here. What's your boyfriend's name? Here we go. Now, what's your name, sir?
Glenn.
Glenn. All right, now, Carson, you're going to look in his eyes and read it like it's an open book. We're going to use these cards so that we can tell you have ESP. Can everybody hear me say yeah?
Yeah.
All right, good. Now, look, there's no markings on these cards that you guys can tell. Anybody, can you see any markings? That's good. All right, now, are you ready, Glenn?
I'm ready.
Now, say, close your eyes like this. I'll stand over here so you feel secure. Close your eyes like that. Close your eyes. Yeah, close your eyes. Very good. Now, say stop, Glenn.
Stop.
Now, that's your card. Is that your card? Can everybody see the card? Because if you forget the card, we'll blow the trick. All right, now, hey! Did you see the card? Are you sure? You wouldn't lie to me, would you? There's the first lie. We're going to do it again. Close your eyes. All right, here we go, Glenn. Say stop.
Stop.
All right, now there's your card. Whoops. Do you want that card or do you want another one? Now, can everybody see that card? Yeah. All right, good. Everybody's tired of saying yeah. All right, Glenn, are you ready? Now, Carson, take your hand down. Look deep in Glenn's eyes. Now, remember back in Vegas? Remember how we did it back in Vegas? You went like this. You go like this. Go like this. Remember back in Vegas? You went like this. Like this. No, with more show business. Like this. Go like this, Carson. Are you ready? Like this. Now, did you read his mind? Say yeah. Thanks for lying, kid. You're a good kid, you know. Now, they're not impressed. You see that? They didn't erupt in laughter. I mean, in applause. They will really be impressed if you use your X-ray vision and you find the card lost in the middle of the deck. Okay? Are you ready? Now, use your X-ray vision. Go like this. There. Now tell me when you see, like this. Now tell me, like Superman flying high overhead, the beautiful, the beautiful, the amazing Carson is going to use her supervision to find the card. Now say stop. Now, is that the card? Are you sure? Say yes. Very good. He's watching me like a hawk. She's doing the magic, you're watching me. Now what, here we go. Now show Glenn and everybody the card. Come on, you guys, give the young lady a big round of applause. All right. Yay, Carson! Yay! The newest performer at Ripley, believe it or not. Everybody, put your hands together for Matt Bouvier! Yay!
It's a beautiful day. We got free entertainment. It's all here on behalf of our friends here at Ripley's, believe it or not. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 9 inches down the hatch without a scratch. Here, take it. Let me fix my hair first. Let's fix my hair. Okay, perfect. There we go. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to say this once, and I'm probably going to say it again. Never try this at home. Sword swallowing is very dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. In order to swallow swords, it takes at least 3 years of conditioning your throat till you can finally push something down. And it'll take another 2 years to fully put the sword all the way down through your stomach sphincter. People have died swallowing swords. In fact, to date there is about 150 people that have died swallowing swords since the 30s. So it's very dangerous. So children, I make a lot of jokes up here, but please, let's never ever try to swallow anything like a sword or anything else. You're going to get hurt very badly. You'd have to go to the hospital, and you would probably get a spanking on top of it. So let's never try to swallow swords, kids. Let's leave it to the college dropouts. No. On days like this, I'm happy I dropped out of college, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful day. We're in San Francisco. I'm here at Ripley's, believe it or not, on World Sword Swallowers Day, in front of a bunch of new people. You want to see me swallow another sword? Yeah! Well, I'm going to do it anyways. Ooh. Now I have here the big sword. This is my Mark of Zorro sword. And the blade here measures 26 inches from the tip of the blade down here to the hilt of the handle. Now what I'm going to do is very easy. All I'm going to do is pop the blade past my gag reflex right there. The blade will travel down my throat, it'll pass behind my heart, pass between my lungs, go through the bronchial valve right there, further south still, till it goes through my stomach sphincter last, then drops comfortably right down there into the bottom of my appetite. Now whenever I do this act, people always wonder if it's a magic trick. They think, maybe the sword folds up into the handle like a telescope. Maybe it retracts somehow. Not so. My blade is all real and all steel. In fact, anyone that would like to could come up now and examine the sword for themselves. It's not sharp. If it was sharp, it would come up. But check it out and make sure, it's not going to fold up, or, make sure there's no hidden buttons on there, or any, thing that could make it fishy or magic. Seem like a solid piece of steel to you? Thank you. Your check will be in the mail. Now the blade has been verified. It's all real, it's all steel. It won't fold, it won't bend, it won't retract back into the handle. Before I swallow it, I'm going to sterilize it. No offense, no offense. Just want to make sure it's clean before it goes down my throat. Because believe it or not, I'm not a masochist. I do try to respect my body. We're just going to wipe it down real good. I want to get rid of any fingerprints on there. Just in case I make a mistake, there's no evidence linking you to an accidental homicide here on the stage. It pays to watch Law & Order. I'm proud to be here today at Ripley's, believe it or not, carrying on a fine tradition of other performers who've swallowed swords at Ripley's since 1933. Now that's a long time. All right, folks, here we go. 26 inches of cold hard steel down the hatch without a scratch. Thank you very much. You see that? That ain't good. It says I'm down a quart. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the entertainment we bring you today is something you might see on a sideshow, a circus sideshow. That's the show with all the freaks, geeks, dummies, and mummies. Ladies and gentlemen, we're showing you some of the live acts, which would be referred to as the working acts in the sideshow. We're going to bring up another very strange girl who's going to do some sideshow working acts for you today. I hope you have a strong stomach. No, she's not going to stick any pins through her face or lick cherry hot steel like some of the performers that have worked here at Ripley's in the past have done. No, she's going to do something even more crazy. This next girl is going to take a nail or a screwdriver or an ice pick, I don't know what she's got to do, a screwdriver, and pound it into her head with a hammer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might wonder how somebody could do this, why somebody would do this. Ladies and gentlemen, our princess, Courtney Crimson, does this act today out of fear. You see, she's afraid to get a real job. Yay! Now she's going to take this Phillips head screwdriver, not just yet though, and she's going to pound it into her head with a hammer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, she chose the screwdriver today because she's going to use that to tighten any of those loose screws she's got in her head, because you know she does this for a living. She's got a few loose screws. Now, before we get going, I wonder, would anyone like to just check the screwdriver out and verify it? We want to make sure this is a real screwdriver, that if this won't collapse into itself. Is it real? We want to make sure that this young lady is going to be giving her a frontal lobotomy with a screwdriver, all for your entertainment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what Courtney is about to do is very dangerous. Sword swallowing is also very dangerous, so let me remind you that today we put ourselves at risk for your amusement. Yay! Yay! That's one more time, I'd like to thank our good friends here at Ripley's, believe it or not. Now, before Courtney performs this amazing stunt, there is a man who's been featured at Ripley's, believe it or not, throughout the years. He was a good friend of mine, and he just passed away a couple years ago. His name was Melvin Burkhardt. He was called the Anatomical Wonder. And he's been featured in many Ripley's articles and museums throughout the year. And he would perform this very act, and he named it the Human Blockhead. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, would you like to see Courtney pound a nail into her head? Yeah! Or a screwdriver. Ladies and gentlemen, Courtney Crimson. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that may look like blood on there, but take my word for it, it's not. Let's have a nice round of applause for Courtney Crimson one more time. Once again, boys and girls, please do not try this at home. This is very dangerous what we do up here. Pounding things into your head could kill you, so let's never try to do this stuff at home. Now, I'd like to do another sword swallowing stunt. Would you guys bear with me and see another sword swallowing stunt? All right, but for this one, I'm going to need a little help. I'm going to have my lovely assistant here, Dixie Delish. Dixie, come on up here and help me out, would you? Yeah. Give her a round of applause for the burlesque outlaw, Miss Dixie Delish. Dixie will be performing March 4th at Little Minsky's at the Club Deluxe in the Upper Hay. Now, Dixie, all I'm going to do, I'm going to swallow a sword, and then I'm going to bow to everyone. I just want you to pull the sword out of my throat. Can you do that? Very easy. Now, folks, if this goes good, give Dixie a huge round of applause. But if it doesn't go so good, would somebody please drive me to the hospital? And I don't want to go to General. All right, here we go.
Oh no!
You broke my sword! Hey, give my brother a round of applause!
Yay!
Dixie Delish, everybody. Thank you, Dixie. Just a few fun things we like to do in the sideshow. Now, I know I'm a little teary-eyed on that one, boy. That was very filling. Ladies and gentlemen, I was taught by an old sword swallower in the circus. I'll tell you one quick story about the sword swallowing in the circus. He would always bow over like I did there, and he would have a woman from the audience pull the sword out of his throat. And he would do this several times a day until that one day when the young lady jammed the sword down his throat. It was awful. Well, it also knocked the top plate of his dentures loose, which is also terrible, but in retrospect hilarious. So he had a sword jammed down his throat with the top plate of his dentures jammed in there too. And they tried and tried to remove them. Finally, Red Trower, the show electrician, got the top plate out and got the sword out of his throat. Somehow he lived 5 weeks in the hospital, and then guess what? He's back sword swallowing in the big top.
Yay!
And somehow lived to tell about it. It's still a ripe old age of 65, and he was the man, C.M. Christ of Kristen Hall's World of Wonder, that taught me how to swallow swords back in the year 2000. The really only place you can learn to swallow swords is from another sword swallower. It's the only proven safe way that you're able to do it, and it's not easy always finding sword swallowers. I currently have no apprentice. None of my assistants here have any desire to learn how to do it, and I don't blame them. It's very uncomfortable, but once I do it, it is not painful at all. The sword travels down my throat just as food would go down my throat, and it's very uncomfortable from time to time, but usually it's a very easy to do, very smooth, easy feeling. I didn't have time. I didn't have time to shave today, ladies and gentlemen. They had us doing a spot on Channel 4 News at 8 o'clock this morning, and I think it's the first time that Molotov, myself, Courtney, and Dixie have ever seen 8 o'clock here in the Bay Area. It was quite nice. I did see it and did enjoy it, but it was quite early for us. That was the start of our day. Now, we're going to be doing the big swallow in just about 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. You can download that app for sword swallowing if you like at iSword. Check that out. It's a free download. Ladies and gentlemen, Ripley's is going to be open all day in this warm weather. So I encourage you all to go inside and check out their museum of weird and unusual and beautiful things. They are the home of the strange, the odd, and the unusual. You don't want to miss that. Now, in just a few minutes, in honor of World Sword Swallowing Day, we'll be swallowing swords here as well as 40 other places around the world, all at Ripley's, believe it or not, throughout the world, to bring up awareness and promote sword swallowing. You know, it's also actually, I believe it's Swallowing Disorder Month. Somehow they gave that a whole month, and so they tied in sword swallowing with that, because a lot of times when they do research on swallowing things or any type of throat, they'll use sword swallowers that can comfortably put cameras down their throat, and that's done quite often. I actually had a camera put down my throat at Johns Hopkins Hospital in a similar study. And they pay very good, those medical studies for sword swallowers, I must say. I wish there were more of those. Maybe I'd sell the house trailer. Anyhow, we're going to do that. That's going to take place in just about 5 minutes. We're going to do the big swallow. We'll be having Hernan Cortez and myself swallow swords, all part of World Sword Swallowing Day to promote sword swallowing awareness. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also tell you, Ripley's, believe it or not, has been a friend of the sword swallower since the great World's Fair in Chicago in 1933, where they featured the first oddities museum here in America, and it featured several sword swallowers. My name's Molotov. I've been swallowing swords since 2000. I was taught by C.M. Christ, another sword swallower in the World of Wonders Circus. He started in about 1967 and was taught by Francis Dorland, who was taught in the 40s by Patricia Zerm. And that's my sword swallowing lineage right there, how far it goes back. It's an old, old, old art form, and we love that Ripley's is here to help keep it alive. Waiting for that exact time at 2:24 so we can synchronize with all the sword swallowers around the world at 40 different Ripley's, believe it or not, so we will all swallow swords at precisely the same moment, so we'll perhaps have over 500 feet of steel being swallowed at one time, and that's going to happen at 2:24. That's only about 5 minutes away. Goes through that bronchial valve, which is an automatic valve, a valve you can open on your own. Then it goes down further, and it finally goes to your stomach sphincter right about here. Now that valve is a little tricky. That doesn't open. That opens when it wants to open. So sometimes you have to poke at it a little bit. Oh, thank you very much. That's why it's rounded on the end, so that when I poke that valve down there in my stomach, it doesn't become sore or bruised, because sometimes that's what you have to do when you swallow swords. And then you're into your stomach, good for another 4 inches at least. Now in the old days, when they would have sword swallowing competitions, they would see who could swallow the largest sword. The trick was to eat a full meal before you do it. That way your stomach descends. That way your stomach is full and it kind of weighs down a little bit. That gives you an extra 2 inches to swallow when you're doing a sword swallowing competition. Just little facts there in case you ever wanted to get into the game.
Does it matter if a person is taller or...
Well, that's a good question. The taller a person is, usually the longer the sword they can swallow. George the Giant, who will be performing sword swallowing at Ripley's, believe it or not, in Hollywood, California, I do believe holds the record for the longest sword swallowed at, I believe, 28 inches. My sword here is only a mere 26. But usually the taller you are, the more room you have to actually, the longer alimentary canal, I guess they call that, if I remember high school biology. Oh, looks like Hernan's got the sword out there. Hernan, why don't you show him your sword there, man? Now, Hernan is swallowing a particularly dangerous and tricky sword here today. He's swallowing one that has an engraved blade on that. Now, I would not particularly recommend that myself, but Hernan is a daring kind of chap, and I think he's going to be able to handle it. If you're swallowing a sword, I prefer a smooth blade that has non-etching on it, just to prevent from rust. It's also easier to clean, and I think it goes down smoother.
Come on, boss!
How are we doing for time, Ian? Are we almost at 2:24? 3 minutes away. All right, very good. Now, folks, this is what we're going to do. We want to thank Ripley's, believe it or not, here, and the International Sword Swallowers Association for having us here today. Let's do a big round of applause for Ripley's and the Sword Swallowers Association. How's our time? Are we almost there? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for the big swallow happening all around the world. Here we go. Swords up. Let's start. 12. 10, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah! Yay! Yeah! Pull it out!
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hernan Cortez.